are all the all-in-one systems, right? The all-in-one column array systems. Are they the best option for mobile DJs? And I really want to do this segment and really kind of explain it out, especially to like any of the newer DJs that like you're getting into it. You want to start being a mobile DJ and you're looking at investing in the system and you're figuring out what you want to get, like what's the best bang for your buck and yada, 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 right? By the way, when I say column array systems, before I even get into my rant, I'm talking Evox 12s, I'm talking Evolves, I'm talking, the Maui 44s or 28s or whatever, the all-in-one skinny speakers. So column array, line array are the horizontal speakers that are wide. Column array are the skinny ones. They're almost like the same. They look like little skyscrapers, right? And the all-in-one systems have the subs and everything. It's all in one system. So you have the two subs and the two column arrays with the poles, and it's all one bag and yada, 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 right? So this whole segment came from DJ Idea Sharing, of course. Love DJ Idea Sharing. And I saw this dude. This dude went on, and he was literally popping a vein. I could tell, like, he was so pissed off when he was typing this. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but we'll read 2 parts, right? So the first part was, and he's just ranting. There were several experts, in parentheses, just yesterday claiming a pair of Maui 44G speakers are good for events with 100 people or less. Hey, biased boys, at least try to come up with better BS. You look silly. If you use the words boys and silly, like that's kind of sus in my opinion, by the way. Anyway, is this coming from frat boy DJs thinking every inch of venue wants or needs 120 decibel sound levels? Is it just a refusal to accept some models offer a look, convenience, and performance while not cheap actually do a great job? Okay. The other part of it, which was interesting, and this is like kind of explains his point, so you understand where he's coming from. I don't want to take him out of context, by the way. For mobile wedding DJ, or for mobile, why can't I fucking read? For mobile wedding and corporate events and some bar work, if you have, say, 300 people, not all are going to be on the floor or want to be exposed to maximum decibel levels. So when you have a 300-person event, in a reasonable, appropriate room for that scale, maybe 100 or 150 of those in the audience want to dance. Another 100 might want to be close to the party, but not right on top of the sound. And another 50 want to relax and socialize, enjoying music, but able to talk and hear, which is hilarious because he kind of broke it up into 3 types that we just talked about, right? So like the 50 would be type 3, no frizz. And then 100 has the frizz, but you got to play the right shit. 100, 150, type 1, fucking loves to dance or whatever, right? It's kind of interesting. I saw this, right, and he's clearly he has the Maui 44Gs, and he's all butthurt that someone said that 44Gs aren't enough for all you need a bigger, more robust system for more people, right? And he doesn't believe so. And so I left a little comment, and I was like, same thing goes for 4-inch wieners, and he said this isn't a confessional, right? So I said, that's it. I'm talking about this now on my show. I was going to say shit, but now I'm going to say something about it, all right? So let's revisit the question, okay? Are all-in-one column array systems the best option for mobile DJs? Are they the best option, okay? We'll go over the pros of them. And there's a couple of them, right? I actually like these systems. They're all, no matter what brand, whatever, there's a lot of different options, okay? The first pro is it's cost effective, okay? Even the 44Gs that are like $3,000 a side, so it's a $6,000 system. That's one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive, like, all-in-one column array thing. But even that's cost effective. You know what I mean? Like $6,000, like, I don't know. You can get a set easily for, of 18-inch subs and all that for that. But generally speaking, it's cost effective. It's going to be cheaper. It all comes with everything, right? It's easy to set up and transport. These systems, will generally fit in the trunk of a car, or the back of your SUV. You're not trying to lug a big 18-inch sub that would never fit in a car and might be real tight in a SUV, especially 2 of them, right? So it's easier to transport, easier to set up. You also, it looks cool. It's like the skinny speakers, right? It's not the regular big ones, so it's like more sleek, more modern looking, right? And your favorite wedding DJ influencer, probably uses them, so you're just like them, right? It's just, all those guys that use those that are influencers online, right? These are very popular online with all the influencers. So these are the pros. But to all these pros, okay, I have 2 questions for you, when it comes to the all-in-one systems, okay? Number 1, can you feel it in your balls? Can you feel it in your balls or tits? Sorry. And the answer to that is it depends. Okay. Size of the room, amount of people. These are all factors. I'm not saying that, especially the bigger column array systems. I'm not saying that like if you're in the right space, you're not going to get that same effect, but are you going to get that everywhere? And then the other question is, what about emceeing? Okay. If you're blasting music, if you're bumping, even with the Maui 44Gs, if you got those and you're bumping for 300 people, can you still hop on the mic and speak over the music and command all 300 people, even the 50 way in the back that don't even want to, be a part of the party, that have no frizz, right? Can you get on the mic on these things? And I'm talking music bumping, like bumping. And you can just hop on the mic and your mic will cut through all the music and you can command the crowd. Can you? I'm just asking. Or does it peak it a little? You ever experience that, DJs? You ever have like the Evolves or even the Evox 12s and you're bumping them? You got 200, 250 people. You're kind of to the max. Like you're like, oh shit, now I really can't go up more loud than this. I hope nobody asks it to turn it up. And then you try and hop on the mic and then it peaks and you sound like shit and you actually have to turn down the music to like say something over the mic, right? That's look, this is where I'm getting at, okay? When it comes to systems. And like I said, this definitely goes out to newer DJs that are looking to invest in systems and stuff like that. You got to have a system that works for what you're doing, okay? And when it comes to column arrays, they're great for all of them, no matter which one you get, okay? And I've heard them all. I've literally heard them all. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not like just talking out of my ass. This is from experience, okay? The column array systems, if that's going to be your everyday setup, every wedding setup, it'll work great for you if you do small to medium-sized rooms, not large rooms, not 30 to 50-foot ceilings, not large ballrooms, okay? So if you're near any type of city, every city has large ballrooms, or, obviously my area, New Jersey, all large ballrooms, okay? So like, we're talking small to medium-sized rooms, and I would say up to 150 to 200 people. 300 is stretching it because all those bodies absorb the music. I get that. Like you don't want, like that guy's point was like, you don't want to have you don't need the whole room to have all this sound, but like you're still not even going to be able to command the room. You know what I mean? Like, so if you typically do crowds of 150 or less, small to medium sized rooms, then yes, the column array systems are great for all those pros and they'll work great for you. You never have to worry about nothing. But the problem with that is if your only system is a column array system and you run into an event every once in a while where you technically would need something bigger, but that's your only system. Now that one event, you can't handle it. Like, you know what I mean? You're maxed out, your mic's maxed out. Like, if these column array systems were the end all be all for mobile DJs, why would they still make 18-inch subs? Why would they still make larger systems? Why do they exist? Because you still need them because they're not the end all be all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense to me why, like, some people are claiming that they're going to work for up to 300 people. Like, if these column array systems truly work for up to 300 people, no problem. I mean, what's the average event? How many weddings have you done over 300 people? Ask yourself that. How many events in general have you done over 300 people? Me personally, maybe 5. I haven't done a lot like of that many, like regular, like private event type stuff. Like, they're rare. It's rare to have events over that many people. So like, if the grand average of most weddings are 200 people, 150 people, you know what I mean? Then holy shit, there wouldn't be any more 18-inch subs left mobile. Like, why would you buy them? You would just get the column array. It's a piece of cake, right? No, because they can't handle it. Like, they really, like, it just depends on the room. And like, if it's in any bigger room, that room will suck up all that sound and you're screwed. Like, I'm telling you. And anybody who has them knows they experienced this, whether they want to admit it or not, because they paid the money and all that. If you got the Evolve 12s, even the 44Gs that are great, they're the probably best column array setup out right now, okay? In my opinion, they're probably the best. But it's $6,000, it's not cheap. Even those, if you're in a big ballroom, 15-inch subs aren't going to cut it, people. You're not going to be able to talk over the music, people. And then let's not forget, if you play hip-hop or EDM, if you're doing school dance or Sweet 16s where it's tons of hip hop and EDM, heavy bass influenced music, you want to feel it in your balls. 15-inch subs will never, ever cut it for that. Unless you're in a super small room with super low ceilings. Then the subs will sound crazy. But if you're in a bigger room with a decent amount of people, it's not going to work. So my biggest advice is if you're starting out DJing, okay, I highly recommend first buying 2 very good tops. If you're working with a budget, right, you're just starting, invest in a solid pair of tops before you get subs, okay? A solid pair of tops, right? Like a HDM 45 or a 935 or a 945 like RCF, right? These are tops that they're a little expensive, but they're going to sound great and you're going to be able to command the crowd all day. You're going to need bass, but if you're just starting out, those tops will handle any room, most crowds. Like, you know what I mean? And pretty much any room, unless you're in like some kind of crazy like stadium situation. Like, it's going to fucking handle whatever, right? Then invest in subs later, you know? But if you have an 18-inch system, right, the best, if you just want to have one system for everything, the best option is to have 2 18-inch subs and 2 tops because you can always turn it down. It's better to have more than enough sound than not enough sound at the end of the day, rather than have a column array system that every once in a while you run into shit that you can't handle and it's just overboard. You know what I mean? So if you're going to invest in something, unless you're only planning on doing small to medium-sized rooms, smaller parties, you still got to get the big shit. It's just not there yet, people. And that's my opinion. And that's, I mean, but it's just true. Some of these DJs are getting paid by these companies, and they're lying to you, all right? They're lying to you. Oh, these are great. They'll handle whatever. It's your last system you'll ever need. They're capping, okay? They're just capping.